last big push of this edition of the Ocean Race to try and grab as many points as you can. The important thing is to make sure you've got the best people on your team, the best players, the most advanced sailors, the ones that know how to make your IMOCA sail at its highest performance. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to get the IMOCA World Champion in, aren't you? And that's what 11th Hour Racing Team have done here. And I'm joined by Charlie Dalin. Now, Charlie, let's start off with this. You are a big name in IMOCA World. You have the IMOCA World Champion, you've podiumed, you've won so many events, you've got such a big career. What's it going to be like jumping on board this boat in a big crew with 4 sailors being able to push the boat quite hard? I imagine you're going to get quite a lot out of this.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely quite different from what I'm accustomed to, sailing solo or double-handed. Here you're going fully crewed, so it's I think you're going to maneuver more often, you're going to sail, change sails more often.
Because you were saying before that you really don't. I mean, the way you sail them solo, the way you sail them crew, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's different. I think you can go like this notch higher in terms of intensity. And that's what's going to be interesting. But then again, you're two up at the same time. So
right.
You're almost back to a double-handed configuration. So I think the skills needed to go fast solo are still applicable to fully crewed to some extent, I think.
So who's going to get more out of this? Are you learning from the boat, from the team? Are they learning from you?
Yeah, well, if I can, I'm here to give, what I know, to give the best I have, and I like winning as well. So, so that's what I'm here for. I know Charlie's been sailing on my Apivia boat, on Apivia. I came sailing on 11th hour before the start of the race, so we know each other for a long time. We've exchanged a lot on sails, on systems when he was preparing the race. So yes, I'm new on board, but I feel like I kind of knew the team already. I kind of know most of the team already. But yeah, and I will learn things for sure because they've done more than they've been more than halfway around the world already.
Yeah.
So they've sailed next to each other a lot. Boat test speed 2 boat testing, maybe sometimes 3 or 4 boat testing for hours and hours. So they've been able to try to fine tune the foil trim, the sails, and so.
How does the IMOCA world see that at the moment? Because obviously, you guys have sailed IMOCAs for years. The class has been around longer than it's been featuring in the Ocean Race. But things like the Vendée Globe, you don't see your opponents. You are 100 miles apart, maybe more. And what we're getting in this race is really close. Is there value for you coming to the Ocean Race and
sure.
Being in that intensity?
Yeah, there is, because they're, like we were saying, they sail next to each other. So when you've got a boat next to you, you learn so much faster. And also because the boat is always pushed. You can assume that boats are pushed unless they've got technical problem, obviously. But you can assume that they're going to the maximum. When you're sailing next to a solo guy, you don't really know if it's sleeping or if it's doing something,
on the toilet, eating.
So whatever, I'm looking fast, but what actually really going on the boat, you don't really know. That when you slow against someone, or when you fast against someone, you're fast.
Right. And then you can take that into every other competition than you do. This is the right way to set the foil, set the sail. This is a good
sure. So and also you got. The boat. You can assume that the boat are sailed to their max all the time. So that's great intel to fine tune your trim book, your foil trim, which is your stacking. Also, stacking configuration is really important in the IMOCAs. They all have a performance persons working, analyzing all the data.
Yeah.
Your own data, the opposition's data as well. So
how much does that happen with the other IMOCA teams? Because you say the performance analysts, that's been happening for a long time, many editions. Yeah. But how much do you guys and the other IMOCA sailors watch the race to learn about what people are setting their foils?
Well, I tell you what's really been really interesting for me was analyzing the drone footages.
Right.
Yeah, because images of the boat sailing on flat water, we've got heaps. We've got gigabytes and gigabytes on every boat. But in heavy seas, downwind, 4-meter swell, 30 knots, like we've seen in the southern motion leg. We've never seen that before. That's the first time ever we see an IMOCA from, like a drone shot from an IMOCA, like actually in the southern motions, and that's really valuable for the IMOCA. Before, the IMOCAs would only ever go in the southern motions once every 4 years. Okay.
Right.
With the IMOCA, with the ocean race now, it's every 2 years. So that means that you can, like, the speed of improvements of the IMOCA design.
Yeah, the opportunities to develop and evolve. Right.
It's multiplied by 2, and maybe more, because now we can, show to the architects what's actually happening to the boat. Because you can always describe, say, okay, so we're diving. the boat is doing this when we're encountering a wave. But words is not the same as an actual, drone footage. So,
yeah. Because when you're down below, I'm assuming it feels a bit violent, so but you don't really know what happened.
You do feel what's actually happening. So I was not surprised seeing the shots of, the outside shots. But it's actually a good way to put images, moving images on my words. When I'm talking to the architects. So that's and I think going to the south in the southern oceans once every 2 years now instead of once every 4 years. That's just changing the game totally. And I think the slope of improvements of a curve, well, sorry, you got what I mean, but the rate of improvements of the IMOCA designs globally will definitely stiffen due to this.
So if you haven't got your eyes on what's going on, you're missing that evolution. Sure. You're missing that opportunity.
Yeah, and also that's what it's also very interesting for me to do this leg, because they've done more than they've been racing for 6 months nearly next to each other, like we were saying. Fine tuning their fall trim, the sail trim. So now they're up to speed on what's good and what's not. They've probably changed their tune book since the beginning. They've learned new things, so that's very valuable for me to join this race now, because we'll benefit from this, and but hopefully they will benefit from my skills as well.
Because every day we seem to get a video in with the sailors saying, "Oh, we've just been sailing at 120% polar, or 125." You think, "Oh, each time that maximum is increasing," but we have also seen.
Well, I tell you what, let's go back to the Volvo 65. Remember how the progression went from the first 65 to the last edition, right?
Yeah.
They increased their perf by what? 10, 15?
Huge.
So now you're doing this, but with prototypes.
Right.
So the way you handle the boat, you will improve, like they did on the 65. But now you can accommodate what you learned to make the boats even better, the way you use them, and so that means that's even bigger progress. So it's very exciting.
It was very interesting. I have had a chance to talk to some of the sailors, and I have said, what would you change on board the boats? And I won't go into exactly what it was that they said, but each of them, all the teams, there were things that they said, we've got to change this, we've got to change this. Last question then, for you coming on board this leg, is this work? Is this pleasure? You were saying you're going to get a lot out of it. It's going to be really interesting. But blasting your way across the Atlantic on a good boat with good sailers against some of the best other sailors in the world, is it fun, this competition?
Yeah. Well, I'm really lucky. Well, I feel lucky that my passion, my little kid's passion, fascination even for sailing, offshore sailing, is now my job. So I never feel like I'm working. So I don't feel like I'm working now. I won't feel like I'll be working during the leg, and I also like winning. So that's what I'm here for. I want to win. I want to win with help them win the leg with 11 hours. If I can help them, do this, I'll be happy. And I love being at sea. As you know, my IPVA boat's been sold, so I haven't raced since the road drum.
You're itching. You're itching to get back out.
I need to go back racing. So it's a great opportunity to, and I really like Charlie. I really like the 11th hour team. We're quite close to each other, because the 11th hour boat was the Mer Concept, the company that host my program helped 11 Hour for their build.
Yeah.
So we've got nice connections. I did quite a lot of early days meeting with them. So yeah, so I'm really happy to be here with them.